It was one of those nights that seemed to press down on the city like a heavy, soaked blanket, rain pouring with such force it blurred the streetlights and turned gutters into rivers. Michael Turner, a single father, was driving his battered sedan home after a grueling 12-hour shift at the diner. The night shift always left him aching, his back tight from lifting boxes and trays, his feet sore from standing all day, but the thought of returning to his small apartment and seeing his little boy asleep made it worth every second. Lucas was his world, his light in a life that had grown dim since his wife passed away 3 years earlier. He knew the route by heart. Take Lincoln Avenue, then cut through the back street behind the train station. It saved him 5 minutes, a precious eternity when all you craved was rest. But on this night, something made him slow down. A flash of motion, a figure in the storm. Most drivers wouldn't have noticed. Maybe they'd have assumed it was just a shadow or a trick of the rain. But Michael noticed everything. Years of fatherhood had sharpened his instincts. Under the dim glow of a flickering streetlight, he saw her, a girl, curled up tight on the hard wooden bench at a crumbling old bus stop. Rain fell freely through the broken roof above her, soaking her hair and clothes. Her bare feet were tucked under her legs, her shoulders shaking, either from cold or from fear, or both. Michael's first thought was of his son. What if, someday, Lucas was lost and alone like this? Without even thinking, he pulled over and turned on his hazard lights. He grabbed the hoodie from the passenger seat, an old one Lucas had spilled juice on, and got out into the cold. Rain slapped his face instantly, but he kept walking. Slowly, carefully. He didn't want to scare her. "Hey," he said gently, his voice steady. "Are you okay?" The girl tensed. Her eyes snapped to him. Dark eyes, wide and full of fear. A bruise bloomed purple across her cheek, and her lip was swollen. Michael raised his hand slowly. "It's all right. I'm not here to hurt you. I just want to help." She didn't say anything. Her gaze darted toward the street, toward the shadows. She was ready to bolt. Michael took a step back, gave her space. "I've got a kid at home," he said softly. "His name's Lucas. He's 5. I just got off work. I saw you and I couldn't drive by." That seemed to soften something in her. She didn't speak, but she didn't run. After a moment, she nodded faintly. That was all he needed. He wrapped the hoodie around her shoulders and helped her into the backseat, making sure she could see the unlocked doors the whole time. The inside of the car was warm, and she seemed to relax slightly once the heater kicked in. The drive was silent, except for the rain hammering the roof. When Michael asked her name, her voice was barely a whisper. Emily. That night, Michael gave her clean clothes, let her take a hot shower, and made her grilled cheese and tomato soup, his go-to comfort meal. She ate with a hunger that spoke louder than words. He didn't ask her anything else. Not yet. She needed warmth and safety more than explanations. He set up the couch for her with extra pillows and blankets. As he turned off the lights and headed to his room, he paused. "If you need anything," he said softly, "I'm just down the hall. And you're safe here, Emily. No one's gonna hurt you." She didn't respond. But that night, as he checked on Lucas, he heard the softest sound of quiet weeping from the living room. He closed his eyes and whispered a silent promise, "I'll protect her, too." The days that followed were filled with awkward silences and small, quiet steps. Emily flinched at loud noises, avoided mirrors, and kept her distance. But she also started helping, folding laundry, washing dishes, offering to read to Lucas at bedtime. She had a gentleness that surprised him. And Lucas, with the unfiltered heart of a child, accepted her without question. "Is she staying forever?" he asked once. "I don't know, buddy," Michael replied. "Maybe for a while." Emily began to open up. Slowly, painfully, like a flower blooming in winter. Her story came out in pieces. A mother who stopped caring the day her boyfriend moved in. A man who hid and hurt and lied. A house that was never a home. She tried to tell people. No one believed her, so she left. She had been living on the streets for nearly 2 weeks before Michael found her. Each day had been a fight to survive, hiding from strangers, stealing food from vending machines, sleeping where she thought no one would find her. Until the storm forced her to stop. She'd sat under that bus stop, thinking maybe it was better to disappear completely. And then Michael showed up. He didn't just give her shelter, he gave her dignity. He never made her feel like a burden. He treated her with the same quiet patience he gave to his son. Over time, Emily's fear gave way to something unfamiliar, trust. She enrolled in school again, with Michael's help. He filled out forms, called counselors, and bought her art supplies when she mentioned she used to draw. Her first sketch was of Lucas, sleeping with his stuffed elephant, a small smile on his face. Michael kept it framed on the fridge. They built something real. Not perfect, but real. A family not bound by blood, but by choice. Years passed. Emily thrived. She graduated high school with honors, won an art scholarship, and eventually became an art therapist, using her pain to help others heal. Lucas grew into a kind, bright boy who called her his sister and told everyone she was his hero. At her college graduation, standing in a blue cap and gown, Emily gave the closing speech. She looked out at the crowd, eyes searching until they found him, Michael, standing beside Lucas, tears in his eyes. "My journey didn't start with school," she said. "It started on a night I thought might be my last. When I was cold, lost, and broken. And a man who didn't owe me anything gave me a home. He taught me that you don't need to be related to be family. You just need to care." After the ceremony, Michael hugged her tightly. "I'm proud of you, kiddo." She smiled. "You saved my life." Michael shook his head. "You gave me a second chance at mine." In the years to come, they never stopped being a family. Holidays, birthdays, ordinary Tuesdays, each day filled with the kind of quiet joy that comes from knowing you belong. She was the girl he found in the rain. And she became the anchor that held him steady when the world tried to wash him away.